Welcome back to the Graham Stephan Show. So we have some groundbreaking, brand new news here. Some really incredible stuff is happening right now in the dating world because women are including their credit score on their dating profile. Now, it's been a little while since I've been in the dating game, but I think this is a massive improvement. I think this is a good thing. But some people question if that's the right way to go about finding a partner. And today, we're going to be breaking down the words of Brett Cooper. She's with the Daily Wire. We had her on the podcast, The Iced Coffee Hour, which I'll link to down below in the description. And I want to show you her take on this, because I do think there are some pros and cons that need to be considered, even though to me this sounds heavenly. So with that said, hit the like button, subscribe, and now let's begin.
Women are adding their credit score to their dating app profiles. Why should our finances make us more attractive? And yes, women are actually doing this, and this trend has gone viral now. There's lots of discourse about it on social media.
I think it's fantastic. Now, the one thing for me, I'd look at that and just think, how do we know that's not photoshopped? I want to see a video of them just like refreshing the page, and you could actually see it is what they say it is. Because who's to say they're not just going to find a picture online of an 800 credit score, put it up on their profile, and every dude is going to be like, oh man, this is awesome. My score's great too. Wow, that's great work. How would they know? You know, I guess it's the same way as like, you know, if a guy says he's 6 feet tall and he shows up and he's my height, you know? So, I guess you got to make sure. Trust but verify, right? That's a saying. You should trust them, but then also verify that, the credit score is as good as they say it is.
Here's a video discussed in the Glamour article that now has over 1 million views talking about this trend and why some women are choosing to do this.
Now, I want to say, just before we go into this, that just objectively, to me at least, I think a knowledge of personal finance is attractive. I think it's a great quality to have. And I think having that quality is not a bad thing. I don't think there's a situation where someone being financially literate is a detriment to a relationship. If anything, I think it can only strengthen it. I think it shows that the person takes money seriously. They value what a dollar is. They know how to save it. They know how to delay gratification for the long run. I think there's so many things that a good credit score shows in a person, including knowing how to manage their debt effectively, not spending more money than they make, hopefully. So I think there's a lot of things in here that are good qualities that you could then extrapolate into a relationship.
So she said, added my credit score to my Hinge profile, and here's how it went. All I needed to see, drinks next Thursday. She matched with Aaron. Somebody else said, holy shit, marry me. Another guy said, 800 club. So guys are liking it. Like, it's getting her matches, interestingly.
Here's the thing, though. You got to A/B test this, okay? She could put this in her dating profile and get 100 matches. She can get 100 comments on this, and the people that comment on it, great, okay? How many matches and how many messages would she get if she replaced this with a bikini photo? I'm going to say what everyone's thinking. I have a feeling, just objectively, she'll get more matches with just a photo of her in a bikini, okay? I don't think this credit score thing is getting her more matches than that. To me, it's different, but I think it'll narrow her choices down enough so that she gets higher quality matches who value that sort of thing. Because a dude who's just looking to hook up is not going to care about this. He just wants to see bikini photos. So I think, objectively, even though we're seeing matches like this, that's not indicative of probably what the general population wants to see.
Somebody else commented and said, see, I did this, and then it turned into a mansplaining exercise real quick. Somebody else said, this may seem like a good idea, but it's not. So obviously there's already some conflict here.
See, that's the easiest way to tell if they have a bad credit score or not. The people with bad credit scores, of course, they're going to be against it and say, oh, no, that's bad. The same thing as, like, again, guys saying, oh, you shouldn't have to put your height on a dating profile. I say this as a short guy. Like, I don't care. It doesn't matter. I don't have anything against other guys saying that they're 6'3". So what? It's like, if they could lead with that, and that's how they get matches, by all means. So then you got to be creative in other ways to get matches. So I don't see the problem here.
Here's what the Glamour article had to say. For some, money is a key factor in deciding who your future partner will be. Women who marry men with piles of cash have long been labeled gold diggers, and it's always just women. This label is never given to men. But women also relied on men for money for centuries because we literally were not allowed to make our own. So perhaps this is why, now that women are becoming increasingly financially independent, that a financially stable woman is appealing to a heterosexual cis man.
I just think it has to do with priorities. It's like if you both have the same priority to work towards financial independence, spend less money than you make, handle money appropriately, learn to compromise, delayed gratification to save for future goals, like all of that stuff, great. I'm all for it. I don't think it has anything more to do with just being financially responsible and linking up with other people who share that same mindset.
If he reacts to your credit score but not your carefully thought out joke on your dating app profile, then you'll know how to sort the boys from the men. So according to Glamour, all the guys that responded to her credit score were just gold diggers, but we can't say gold diggers because we never call men that.
No, it has nothing to do with gold digger or not. Like, none of these guys are going to her and then saying,
oh, I know it's only our second date, but that 819 credit score, I need a cosigner. If you could just help me out this one time so I get some Mercedes-Benz lease, would really help me out. Thanks so much.
she's not getting that. I'd say that the guys who are after women for their money probably just want more surface level stuff. Like, does she have extra money to spend on me? Not, is her credit score great?
Now, in my opinion, if you have a great credit score and you want to show it off, that's fine. Go for it. It's your dating profile. But when you're looking for a life partner, just in general, I would urge you to talk about more pressing issues in your credit score. Like perhaps you could start with the importance that you place on things like faith and family and politics, life goals, values, etc.
Yeah, but let's be fair, okay? You're probably on a dating profile. You're sorting everybody really quickly. You're not like going through the whole thing and like analyzing every single, sentence. And if you could only have like, I don't know, 6 pictures or whatever it is, including a photo of that, in between, like throwing up a bikini, you and your family, you and your friends, it's like throwing up a photo of a credit score is like the least harmful thing you could possibly do that says a lot about you as a person without saying any words. It's just like a photo and you get it. You instantly understand. Just like if a guy posts a photo of him with his buddies drinking beer and then a photo of him holding a fish, it's like you could understand who that person is based on what photos they have. The top 3 photos says a lot about a person. So if there's a credit score in there, I think that's great. And there's also room to discuss other things as well. But I think a credit score, thumbs up from me.
I shut down a credit card that I got when I was 16 years old. So it was my longest line of credit. My mom had me get that credit card so that I could start building credit at a young age. And I wanted to stop banking with that credit union when I moved out of LA. So I just shut down the whole account without consulting my mother. And I am still trying to fix that ding on my record.
Yeah, see, that's why you don't do that, though. You don't make these impulsive decisions to shut down credit cards because you don't use them. As long as the card doesn't have an annual fee, most of them you could just keep. And they're not going to shut them down. As long as you charge like $10 every now and then to the card, they'll keep it open for you. The reason for this, by the way, is because when you close down a credit card that's that old, it lowers your average age of credit. And age of credit really has a big impact on your score because the longer you've had those accounts open for, the more it's going to show that you're a responsible borrower for a very long time. So by cutting those off, it lowers your average age of credit, and as a result, your credit score may decline.
But I am a responsible person. I'm successful. I do believe that I manage my money well. But if you just looked at my credit score, especially earlier this year, you probably would have thought something completely different.
Yeah, but again, that's why you just then decide not to show it on your profile. You show it if it's something you want to show off. You don't show it if it's not something you want to show off. Like, here's the thing, okay? We're going to go back to height because that's the thing a lot of guys focus on and a lot of women are very concerned about. They want to date a really tall guy. Okay, I'm like 5'5" on a good day. I'm not gonna put in my profile 5'5". That would be stupid. So instead, I'm just not gonna say anything, and they can kind of, infer based on the pictures with me with other people how tall I am. And if that's a concern for them, fine. You know what? They'll swipe right on somebody else. Not my problem. But you know what? I'm not going to show something that it might work against me if you're competing with other people on a dating app. So if you have a bad score, don't show it. If you have a good score, show it. If you're 6'3", put 6'3" on the profile. It's not going to hurt you. So you lead with your strengths. And then if you don't have strengths, just don't mention them.
People on TikTok are obviously giving their 2 cents about it, like this person.
I'm
so jealous.
Respectfully, if a man wants to be with me because of my finances, he's not the man for me. Whether you like it or not, if you're doing better than a man, his insecurities will eventually lead into resentment for you.
What? Why is she on TikTok just making these general realizations as so that's the case for every single man out there? Why is she speaking on men's behalf on issues that don't concern her? If anything, you take advice from someone who would be swiping on that profile. And I would bet, more so than not, most men would find that as a great quality to have.
Oh, hey, to the creator, I've just noticed that anytime I let a guy know of my financial related achievements, he gets bitter, jealous, angry. Obviously, you wouldn't keep those achievements quiet from the people you love, and you hope that they don't react that way. But if a stranger wanted to take me out because of my credit score, I'd think it's because he's trying to ruin it, which is a true story for many.
Oh gosh, good luck dating, okay? It sounds like she's just got a bad picker, okay? She's obviously, to me, going on dates with the wrong sort of people. She's not vetting them ahead of time. She's maybe a little too eager to go on dates with whoever asks her out on a date. And I'm making a lot of broad generalizations here, but I think you could weed out like 90% of people by asking specific questions, having a lot of dialogue beforehand, making sure that they're a person with similar values, that you share interests, and not just saying, yeah, let's meet up, let's see how it goes. So I think a lot of that is just bad picking. Bad picking skills.
Somebody commented and said, incredibly stupid take. If you see all the comments of men on there, just proud that she is financially responsible, you don't know anything about men. Somebody else said, I think it's hot if she makes more than me. Boss bitch, surgeon, lawyer equals hot. And then this girl responded and said, yeah, but why? So she can provide for you? I thought men didn't care about a woman's money.
Oh, why is she getting so angry at this? Again, it tells me she's a bad picker. Perhaps she's gotten burned a lot in the past. I don't know. It could just be putting up really high standards as like a wall so that she doesn't get hurt. That seems maybe a possibility, but again, I'm just speculating on 20 seconds of someone that I've never met in person just based on one thing that she said on TikTok.
Now we have a finance bro talking about it, and he is definitely in favor of it.
When it comes to dating, I think it doesn't really matter what their credit score is because that tends to just be something casual. But if I'm looking into something serious, then I really want to date a girl with a high credit score, only because I know that if they have a high credit score, there's a lot of other things that are likely in line in her life.
Yeah, I would say in general, I would agree, but it wouldn't be like the deal breaker. I would say it would be a deal breaker if the person would be in perpetually bad debt, has no interest in saving money, has no interest in, thinking long term or saving for the future. A good credit score is great, but a bad credit score, I think, won't automatically disqualify you if you're making improvements or want to work towards something better, or maybe you've just had a bad credit score because you never use credit.
Minimum credit score for dating, again, doesn't matter. Minimum credit score for like engagement, I'm looking for at least a 750, and like in order for that marriage to actually come into play, that's got to be 800 or higher. Otherwise, we're just going to be in this limbo. So if you're my fiance, we got some runway there, but 800 or nothing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's just doing that for clicks on TikTok. If the perfect person comes along and their credit score is 740, it's like, he's not going to care. Let's be real. But yeah, if they want to do travel hacking, stuff like that, where basically they could do credit card sign-up bonuses, collect those and then travel for free, it helps to have a score above 780.
I know people use points to travel. That seems like so much to figure out. I got an email from one of my credit card companies, and they were like, oh, here's like a reward that you can get. Transfer these points. I went on there and I was like, oh, sure, I'll try this for the first time. Oh my God, it was so confusing. I was like, I'll just pay for it. Like, this is way too difficult.
Yeah, sometimes they do make it difficult to transfer points from one partner to another. And there's a lot of research that you have to do. The Points Guy, NerdWallet are fantastic for telling you where you could transfer your points for the best returns. So it's a bit complicated. You got to do some research, but it is worth it.
There are a myriad of other things that I would recommend you lead with when you are trying to date with intention. Like, do you want to be married? That should be the very first question. Are you interested in something long-term? Do you want to have children? How many kids do you want to have? Who are the most important people in your life? Is faith important to you? What are your values?
I think Brett's just thinking like 10 steps ahead of where we are. Where we are right now is that they include the credit score as a picture on a profile when you were swiping, when there's only 5 to 10 photos that you could probably include and stuff like that. And I think including one of those photos of a credit score, fine. You don't need to see 10 photos of just a face on smiling in different backgrounds. Show the photo of the credit score. I'm all for that. I think it's a great choice. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section. I will do my best to respond to as many of them as I can, and I'll link to Brett's video also down below in the description, where, by the way, you could get some free stocks worth all the way up to a few $1,000s with a paid affiliate link down below in the description when you make a deposit. Enjoy. Let me know which free stocks you get. Thank you so much, and until next time.